Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, has set strict financial requirements for companies interested in operating and maintaining the Warri Refinery and Petrochemical Company and Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company. Also, firms with a minimum average annual turnover of $2 billion will qualify for the bidding process. NNPC emphasized that the successful bidders must possess technical expertise and financial strength to effectively manage the refineries and secure a steady supply of petroleum products. The company requires audited accounts for the past 4 years, credit ratings and experience with refinery operations and maintenance. The scope of work for the operation and maintenance contract is extensive, covering production planning, maintenance execution, process engineering and environmental management. Bidders must also demonstrate a commitment to local content, including training and development of Nigerian nationals and engagement with local communities. NNPC assured potential bidders that crude supply to the refineries will be guaranteed after takeover by private firms, but this arrangement is intended to be temporary. The A&M contract is designed to last a minimum of 5 years, a maximum of 5 years. The deadline for submission of expression of interest is September 12, 2024. The tender process will be conducted in 3 stages: expression of interest, technical, and commercial. This process aims to ensure that the most qualified and capable firms are selected to operate the refineries, which are critical to Nigeria's energy security and economic development. And to discuss this issue with me further, I have with me Comrade Inimbam Emmanuel. You're welcome, sir.
Oh, good afternoon, madam.
It's good to have you again.
Good afternoon, Nigerians.
Okay, so straight into the conversation. What are the specific reasons behind the sale or the decision to sell these refineries, despite the previous efforts and investment in revamping them?
First thing first, because for me, are the refineries on sale?
Okay.
Or are they for sale? I don't
they said they are for sale.
I don't think so, because the issue is trying to revamp the refineries, to work on them, to bring it back to life. But for me, you know, the aspect of saying refineries working and the one that has already been, to them, they say it's fixed, it has already been revamped, and over $1.5 billion was put into it. We've not seen production up till now, which is Port Harcourt. So, I mean, you have not shown capacity, nor show working on this refinery, as in the Port Harcourt refinery. You're talking about Warri and Kaduna. Is it? I don't understand. We really need to be sincere and, you know, be straight to government and also to the powers that be. Petroleum industry is not to be joked with or toyed with, because this is the lifestay of our economy. Thank you.
Okay, so to that you're saying that it's a good decision that they want to privatize these refineries?
Yes, to privatize it is good. Privatization is key in anything we do. But we also need to look at the parameters of which they are heading towards privatizing the refineries. You don't just privatize when it's not working. First, let it work. Let people get engaged and see what is actually involved, and then we can go about the privatization. So you don't just put the cat before the horse. You must put the horse before the cat. So it's a process.
I think the notion behind this, NNPC, they are trying to make us feel that government have their hands full and they want to privatize this. We have Port Harcourt under revamp for God knows how long. Like you rightly said, a lot of money has been put in and it's not forthcoming. And now we have the Warri and Kaduna just lying there. So the idea is to hand it over to private sectors so they can buy it and have this refineries working. Now the question is, how does the government plan to address concern about job losses and the social impact it will have on these communities?
That's exactly what I've been saying. You don't just sweet talk Nigerians and believe it's something we'll believe or something we'll agree or something we'll just hook, line, sinker, we'll take it away. No, it's not done. If it used to be, it's no longer the case, it's no longer the issue. This current government, and especially when it has to do with petrol, you know, for quite some time now, we've been hearing about Port Harcourt Refinery, Kaduna Refinery, Warri Refinery. For instance, they say, Port Harcourt Refinery was going to come back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, we'll start operating. Thereafter, another 2 weeks' time, just like that. right from the former regime where we had the former Minister of Petroleum for State, Timothy Silva. Now we have Henneken Lukobri. We're talking about stories. Now on air, it's different thing entirely we're hearing. I don't understand. This is a country where we're into oil and gas. And that the crude, it was God-given, not man-made.
Okay.
And God has given us so much, yet we abuse this. Here we think, and yet we still think we can play with the intelligence of our fellow man. If actually God was even renting air for us to breathe, by now most of us would have died.
True.
The aspect of petroleum products, let us know what is actually playing out. The one I heard was that NNPC saying they're having outstanding of about $5.6 billion or thereabout.
Yeah.
So who are they having this outstanding? With whom? Is it the marketers? Or their whatever business transactions that we don't know? Because for all I know, independent petroleum marketers still have outstanding tickets with them. Independent petroleum marketers, no matter the price of products, the amount they sell to us, even before they now increased it, and we're paying over close to 26 or 27 million for ex-NNPC price. Then, because as I speak with you, currently now, PMS is about 855 naira increment added to it. So let's know. Nigerians will keep shouting. Oh, the next thing, the next phrase you hear is that they say, IPMAN members, they're the one causing issues, they're the one causing scarcity. Now everybody knows it is no longer IPMAN. It is about this pricing issue. Okay, from pricing, before this time, they talked about thunderstorm affecting vessels to bring this, to bring that. Now you're talking about the price. Now you have increased the price. Which way forward, Nigeria? Which way forward these petroleum regulators and then petroleum miners, as the case may be? Please.
Now, from the look of things, there seems to be crisis going on, or form of chaos going on in the petroleum industry. And that's where we have IPMAN complaining, that man complaining. In fact, every of the petroleum sector seems to be complaining. And considering the fact that petroleum, like you rightly pointed out, is a major source of income. Even if we import to stay afloat, we should be exporting, but we seem to be importing to stay afloat. What do you think can be done differently?
I've said this and I'll continue to say it. Until we take away politics from petroleum industry, politicians, take it away. And like the refinery, NNPC should be managed and should be done the way the NLNG model is. Where Nigeria will have certain percentage and other people will have their own percentages as well. And then it is being run collectively, not one-man decision that is subject to government policies and all whatnot. It doesn't help. We have seen that, in fact, as it is, we are more or less like a crashing plane heading for destruction. We need to make things work, especially this oil and gas, petroleum. As I speak with you, I can't even imagine how much will be the X price of filling stations and retailers for PMS. This is something, it's better imagined than said. The pains involved. So for me, I believe government should just take its hands off NNPC.
Okay.
And let there be a measure, kind of like the NLNG model, where you have Total, you have Ajip, you have other people who also have stakes in the companies. These people will make sure, even whatever, whether you're government or not, they will make sure that company does not go aground or does not fail. I think with that kind of model, NNPC will survive.
Okay, so that's taking us to our next story.